Hi students, welcome to Appleby Academy's classes. So in this video, we are going to discuss about consumer decision making process, which is a very important topic under the module marketing management. So what do you mean by this consumer buying process? So we know that all of us are consumers, okay, in a way or other way, we all are purchasing lots of goods from various sellers. So we all are actually going through a number of steps while we are getting into a purchase of a particular good. Like a way that when you are arranging them into steps, you will get as 5 steps. The first one is need recognition, then information search, alternative evaluation, purchase decision and post-purchase behavior. Okay, these are the 5 steps which is included in a consumer decision making process. Firstly, you are identifying what is your need, you are recognizing your need, you are searching for the information which is related to that, and you will get a number of alternatives and you will evaluate each of these in your perspective. Okay, the positives or the benefits that you're going to get from this, all these will be evaluated, and based on that you will choose the best one which is suitable for you, and that is about purchase decision. And after purchasing it, you will have some post purchase evaluation, whether that is able to satisfy the needs of the consumer. All these will be there. Okay, so now we will be discussing about each of them in detail. So need recognition can be also specified as problem recognition. That means whenever you are identifying your problem, the need is actually arising. Okay, so the need recognition is the first and most important step in buying process. So first of all, you should have some need. A need is actually going through the next process, or whenever you have a need, it will be going through this next stage, that is, it's about purchasing a particular thing. So need is very important. Okay, need is the basic one which is required to create a purchase. So it happens when there is a lag between consumer's actual situation and ideal or desired one. So you have, when you are just considering about your real situation and what you are expecting, and if you are finding there is a difference, that difference is actually creating, or the difference is actually about recognizing your need or recognizing the problem. So when you are taking some examples, you can see that the need to buy a laptop. So somebody is getting a need to buy a laptop. So the reasons can be different. Okay, either it can be a reason that his old laptop were giving so many problems, so he want to replace it. That may be the reason. Or he wanted a new laptop to check his personal mails at home. So for his personal purpose, he needs one more laptop. Maybe that was the reason. Or he wanted to gift a new laptop to his friends, or he needed a new laptop to start his own business. So the needs can be different. So whenever he is identifying the problem, the need is actually created, or need will arise. Okay, so firstly it is about you are identifying your need, or you are identifying the problem. That's the first step in consumer buying process. Now the next stage is information search. So now you have, or you got an idea, you want a laptop, or you need something. So now you are going to search information which is related to that. Then only you are going to purchase, right? So once the need is identified, it's time for the consumer to seek information about possible solutions to the problem. So if you are going to buy a laptop, you will check various companies, okay, and you will make an evaluation. So the next one is you should search about it. Okay, you should identify, or you should collect maximum information related to that particular thing. He will search information depending on the complexity of the choice to be made based on his level of involvement. Okay, so if you're purchasing something which is shopping goods, we know about different classification. Shopping goods is there, so if it is necessary, so if you're using a particular, or if you're going to purchase a goods which is required for you on a daily basis, okay, so in such a situation your involvement is much more lower. When you're going to purchase a toothpaste and all, we know that we are just actually not going through all these process. But when you're just going to buy some complex item, or something which you need to spend more amount, like a laptop, or if some electronic equipments, in which we know that we are taking a number of information from the different sources which is available to us. Okay, now you will get a number of alternatives in you. Okay, you will get somebody will suggest you a variety of company, like somebody will go, or somebody will say like you can purchase Acer, or somebody will give you an idea that you can purchase Lenovo. So now you're getting a number of options. Now it is about you need to evaluate them. Okay, so once the information is collected, the consumer will be able to evaluate the different alternatives that are offered to him, evaluate the most suitable alternative for his need and choose the one he thinks best for him. So he will evaluate, or he will identify the features of each of these alternatives, and he will try to identify the one which is more suitable for his purpose or more suitable for him. That will be identified. So in the case of evaluation of alternative, it is like evaluating each and every alternative in the perspective of the buyer. Okay, so he's going to evaluate about each and every alternative. Now, after getting a very thorough evaluation, he is able to identify which good or which item is more suitable for him. Now what he can do? He can purchase that one. Okay, so now the purchase has evaluated the different solutions and products available for his need. He will be able to choose the product or brand that seems most appropriate according to his needs. So then we will proceed to actual purchase. Okay, so whenever we are identifying, okay, this is a product which is actually suitable for me, we will go and purchase it. That is the proper stage of purchasing. Okay, so that we will refer as purchasing stage. Okay, and after purchasing, do we have to create some feedback related to this, or we will evaluate that whether this particular item or whether this particular product satisfied our needs and all these will be evaluated in the last stage, that is post-purchase evaluation. Post-purchase evaluation refers to customer's analysis whether the product was useful to him or not, whether the product fulfilled his need or not. Okay. So, post-purchase evaluation is also very important. Based on that, we are going to make some other purchases in future also. Okay. So, after receiving the goods or after started using that, you will make an evaluation, right? So, that evaluation is called post-purchase evaluation, like whether this good is okay or whether this whether this particular product is satisfying me or not. Okay. Such an evaluation will be done at the last stage, that is post-purchase evaluation. Okay. So, when you are going through this consumer buying process, it's very simple, but you should be aware that there are actually 5 steps is actually included in us, and you should be very clear what all things is actually included in it. And keep in mind that problem recognition, need recognition, all these are same. Now we will discuss a question from this particular area. So December 2020, June 2021 cycle, 25th 11/2021 morning shift question. So here you have the question, arrange the following stages of consumer decision making process in a sequential order with regards to young person Divya. So this is actually a question which is related to consumer buying process, but you can see that this question is based on an example. Okay, so this is based on a person Divya. So the first option, looks for specific color and showroom delivery as she does not want to wait. Narrows down to a dark grey car of specific brand, belongs to an executive group and all her colleagues have their own vehicles. Then uses media and other social channels to collect information about different models, feels that fuel efficiency should be the most critical factor while making a choice. Okay, so here you have a number of options which is related to here. So firstly, you need to make an arrangement. So as we already discussed about the consumer buying process, we know that the first step is problem recognition or need recognition. So when a problem or when a need is actually recognized, see here she is actually looking for some color, and here she is just narrowing her color identification with dark gray. Then when you are coming with option C, belongs to an executive group and all her colleagues have their own vehicle. Okay, so when you are when this Divya is identifying her colleagues, all of them have their own vehicle, but she didn't have. So here there is a problem, or here she is actually identifying a problem. Okay, so this is a stage where problem recognition or need recognition is happening. So the first step should be option C. Okay, so we know that it is not directly quoted there. It is not like problem recognition, but by reading this, you can identify that it is a process which is happening with regards to problem recognition, right? Because she is now feeling that, okay, all my friends or all my colleagues have their own vehicle, but I didn't have. That is her problem, or she is realizing there is a need. Okay, so that is the first step, that is recognizing need or problem recognition. So the first option should be C, or it should start with C itself. So when you are coming with the option, you can see option B and option C, both these will starts with C. So you can eliminate option A and option D. Okay. Again, coming back to this situation, we know that now she identified her problem. Now she need to she need to make some information, all these should be collected. But when you're going through the various options, looks for specific color, narrows down. So when you're reading this, you can see that after checking a particular color, then only she is going to come with a particular color, dark gray. So when you're moving with the other two options, uses media and other social channels to collect information about different models, and it is also given that feels that fuel efficiency should be the most critical factor while making a choice. So if your choice is based on a proper factor, that should be specified firstly, right? So this is her basic need. So after identifying the need, this should be the second one. That is, as it is mentioned here, that it is the most critical factor. Okay, that word is specified there. So fuel efficiency is her major concern. So firstly, she identified her need. Now she need to give importance to fuel efficiency. So it should come with C, E. Okay, so C, E. So you can see that which is there in B, and option C was starting with C, A. So anyway, you can actually go with option B, even though we can check the rest of options. So C, E. Next, when you are coming with the other options, you can see that I already mentioned that here she is taking some decision. This is actually the stage of purchase. But when you are again coming back to this area, see, uses media and other channels to collect information about different models. So she is actually specifying her basic need, and based on that she should collect information, right? So you can see that this is also a part of problem recognition, in which she is giving more importance to the critical factor. Okay, so it should come with C, belongs to an executive group and all her colleagues have their own vehicle. Then feels that fuel efficiency should be the most critical factor. She should give more importance to that one. Now she is going to collect information with regards to all these. So uses media and other social channels to collect information about different models, and then looks for specific color and showroom as she does not want to wait. Okay, so now she is checking for a number of color, but now she got decided a color, narrows down to gray car of a specific brand. So here she is actually taking decision. So here we just arrange the steps based on the example. Okay, so you should identify the concept, or you should able to understand the concept, and based on that you need to answer here. Okay, which is not a direct question, just asked indirectly. Okay, so you can see that firstly she is identifying her need and she should specify her basic need. Okay, then she should go with information, like she should make or collect information with regards to the car. Then she is going to identify a specific car, and finally she just narrow down her idea to dark grey car of a specific brand. So it should end up with B. Okay. So when you are taking that, okay, which starts with C and which ends with B, and the second one is which is included, like you need to consider the critical factor, that is fuel efficiency. So C, E, D, A, B. So the correct answer for this question is option B. So in this video, we discussed about consumer buying process. See, the process is very important. You should be able to identify the steps in which, and you should be able to understand the concept related to that. When you're just studying the points, that will not give you a proper clarity or idea. So when you're getting a particular, so in this question, you can see that the question is asked indirectly. So when you're going with the concept, then only you are able to answer the questions which is, or able to identify the answers in a proper order. So I hope this video will help you for re-preparation. Thank you and happy learning.